Hi, I'm Robert Kunz. I'm the VP of Science and Technology with First Endurance. I'm here with Michael Lovato, two-time Ironman champion and two-time Ironman national champion. We're at Ironman Arizona in Tempe, Arizona for the 2008 race. Michael didn't race this race, but he's here supporting the race and working for Ironman. He's been an athlete of First Endurance for 3 years now.
This is the fourth, yeah, start of the fourth.
Start of the fourth year, so he's been on our products for quite some time now. He has a lot of experience on our products, and we're going to ask him a few questions on how he uses the products and how he incorporates that into his training. So let's welcome Michael. What did you think of the race yesterday, Michael?
Well, it was an exciting race. I mean, they had some extreme conditions out there, nearly 18% dropout rate for the whole field, probably much higher dropout rate for the pro race. But it was hot, probably 97 degrees and windy, and there were a lot of folks getting dehydrated and cramping up out there. So it was a tough day, but fun to watch.
Yeah, like you said, a big dropout rate, real hot. We spoke earlier with Heather Golnick about what it takes to stay hydrated on a race like that. Had you been racing? I know you use the EFS. What do you pay attention to when it gets that hot and you have to race? How do you use the First Endurance products in a race like that?
Well, I think we First Endurance people, we're at an advantage over a lot of folks because it becomes problematic when it's really hot, when people start just dumping more and more fluids down. So you really can't absorb it all, and sometimes you just get backed up. And it's our advantage is that we can make sure we're getting a solid electrolyte boost from smaller quantities of liquid, and then you can make sure that you're not hitting that backup. So for me, I mean, I really rely on First Endurance, on EFS, and to the point where I've even had some breakdowns late in the race if I missed my special needs bag and I had to switch to the on-course beverage. So, as far as my plan, I mean, I start out with typically a day like this, I'll have 2-liter bottles that I fill with 3 scoops of EFS. And I try not to mix it strong. I like to go with drinking straight from the bottle, taking it as it is, and then if I need to, I'll add some straight water. But I do 2 bottles at the start of the race, and then 2 bottles in my turnaround bag. So I end up having 4 liters, roughly a gallon. I guess that is a gallon total of EFS over the course of the four and a half hour bike ride.
Great. Now, we also have the EFS bar that also has the electrolytes, the amino acids, and so on. Obviously, for some athletes, it's difficult to get that in during a race. It doesn't always work. How do you use the EFS bar? Do you focus it on your training, pre-race, or do you not even use it so much, or is it just a snack for you?
Yeah, it's a great snack. I mean, they taste good. So chocolate peanut butter. I mean, you can't go wrong right there. It's kind of a winning combination any way you look at it. But I find that I've got a pretty good ability to digest and process solid foods in a race. A lot of people do not. That being said, I still have learned over the years that if it's a 200 plus calorie bar, say 220 is it? I like to split that in half. To me, that puts it right around 100 calories every half an hour. So be it training or in a race situation, I'll typically try and schedule solid food maybe 4 or 5, sometimes 6 times I'll get half a bar. So that can be anywhere from 2 to 3 full bars every half of one every 30 minutes.
Great. Now you also use our Optogen, our Multi-V. Those are obviously more training supplements, not so critical on race day. How do you use those in your training? Do you use it all year long, or do you focus for a couple months leading up to a race?
Well, I mean, there's actually, since I started the products, since Multi-V came out a little bit after I had been on Optogen, I've taken them pretty much every day since I started. There have been windows of downtime in my training, in my personal life, everything, where I'll just be kind of chill and I'll say, well, you know what, I'll come off the Optogen to see if maybe I can get kind of a rejuvenation effect when I come back. I don't know if that's follows along with the science, but I take Multi-V every single day, no matter what, even on race day. And the same with I'm on Optogen HP now. I take that race morning. It's easy for me to just sit down and have a smoothie or even a glass of EFS or something, water, just have all 7 tablets all at once. So I do it pretty regularly. Off season was the only time I decided to take 6 or 8 weeks off just to see if my body started to kind of decompress and then come back up.
Right. Now you moved to the Optogen HP in September of '07, correct? Right when we first launched the product. Have you noticed the difference between the Optogen and the Optogen HP? And if so, what have you noticed?
Well, for me, it's like I started it right kind of at the beginning edge, or maybe the middle edge of my Ironman build for Hawaii last year, and it was one of those things where my training went really well. I felt like the ability to kind of come in there late and put that solid quality block of higher volume training, I absorbed it very well, and I didn't have any issues where I attribute that a lot to the Optogen HP. I know Optogen was an excellent product, so did I notice a particular kind of quantitative jump? Not really sure I could, but I definitely feel like I was able to do this solid build and feel like I bounced back pretty quickly from it.
Great. Now, one last product I want to touch on is the Ultragen.
Yep.
We have 3 of those flavors. How do you use that in your training? Do you use it every single workout? Do you focus on your just key workouts and using your Ultragen? And how's the Ultragen work compared to other recovery products you've used in the past?
Yeah, that's a good question. I mean, just addressing it kind of backwards. When I first discovered Ultragen, sorry, the first thing I noticed is not only do I look forward to drinking it, which you don't with most recovery drinks, but I was easily able to take it right down and feel like I could go out and do another workout. So what I mean is I would go for a swim. I used to hate to do anything after a swim. I had to eat, relax, hang out. Well, my wife was always pushing me, Amanda was always pushing me, let's go for a short run after the swim workout. Well, I took Ultragen the first time I used it after a swim workout, got 320 calories, was able to go out and do an easy run immediately. So the ability to take something like that that's fairly substantial, aiding my recovery very well, and still be able to go do a light workout, to me that was kind of like, wow, this stuff is really easy to absorb. It's mixing well. It's probably mixing very well inside my body. So that was my first kind of positive experience. And then based on that, I've now gone to a program where anytime I do a swim, I'll always have Ultragen. I mean, easy swim, a hard swim, anything. I'll have a bottle with powder when I show up at the pool at the swim facility, and just when I get out, no matter what, I'll come out and dress. Of course, I have to shower and wash my hair and shampoo and a little light conditioner. But once I've done with that, I go out and fill up the bottle, and I have it immediately after every swim. For me, that's a good way to bridge that gap and make sure I'm recovering before I find where my next meal is. And then after that, any sort of hard run or an intense brick workout, mostly my quality sessions, without a doubt, I'll have a bottle of Ultragen waiting for me. We carry a cooler in our car, so we're kind of nerds that way. We have, the stuff we need. We'll be sitting at the track, finish a workout, get right in the car, and as we're driving home, we've got Amanda and I both have our bottle of Ultragen kind of on ice there. So that's the way I use it, and just any other, if I ever feel like there have been some occasions when, it's like, today's a good example. We watched the Ironman all day yesterday. We didn't really take good care of ourselves, a little bit depleted, and I know that I'm just kind of a little bit broken down, not from training, but I know for me today, when we're done here, I'll probably go back and just sip on some as a sort of supplemental meal before I go have lunch or dinner. And so that's another way that Ultragen definitely is a part of my daily or semi-regular plan.